In the headlines, abductors kill 4 after collecting 60 million naira ransom in Taraba. Killing of female lawyer by police officer generates outrage in Lagos. Christians told to emulate exemplary life of Jesus. And away from Nigeria, Ethiopia sends delegation to rebel-held Tigray for talks on implementing peace deal. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ila. Thank you for joining. And now the details. Now, 4 young men were killed by suspected kidnappers after collecting 60 million naira ransom from their father on Sunday. The incident occurred at a forest near Garindogo in Lau local government area of Taraba State. 3 of the young men were of the same parent and were abducted by kidnappers at Garindogo. The abductors demanded 100 million naira ransom. The father of the 3 young men, aged Alhaji Musa, a cattle dealer, negotiated with the kidnappers. The kidnappers agreed to collect 60 million naira ransom for the release of 3 young men, and an Okada operator was hired to deliver the ransom to the kidnappers at a forest near the village. However, the kidnappers killed the Okada operator with the 3 abducted young men after he delivered the ransom. In the meantime, 5 suspected kidnappers were neutralized by military operatives at the Maisamari town in Saradona local government area of the state on Sunday. The suspects were alleged to be behind most of the kidnappings in the area. They met their Waterloo while trying to kidnap a cattle dealer in the area. Police spokesman DSP Usman Abdullahi confirmed the 2 incidents. Police in Lagos State have arrested an assistant superintendent of police attached to Ajah Division for allegedly killing a female lawyer on Christmas Day. Police spokesman SP Benjamin Hundeyin confirmed the arrest on Monday. He stated that 2 other police officers who were with the ASP were also arrested for interrogation. The spokesman stated also that the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, Abiodun Alabi, had been in touch with the family of the deceased and with the Nigerian Bar Association over the ugly incident. The news agency of Nigeria earlier gathered that the incident threw the community into confusion as the suspected policeman and his team fled the scene immediately. The deceased female lawyer, her sister and 4 children were returning from a Christmas outing in their car when the policeman tried to stop them. A source said that the woman was trying to make a U-turn under the Ajah Bridge when the ASP allegedly shot at her vehicle and the bullet hit her. Still on security matters, operatives of the Kaduna State Police Command have arrested a notorious gun runner in Zaria. 4 AK-47 rifles, 344 rounds of ammunition and an operational motorcycle, telephones and charms were allegedly recovered from him. The police spokesperson in the state, ASP Muhammad Jalige, confirmed the arrest in a statement issued on Sunday in Kaduna. Jalige said that the arrested suspect had been taken into custody and a preliminary investigation has revealed he and his fleeing accomplice were on a nefarious mission to supply his gang with the offensive weapons. However, the Commissioner of Police, Kaduna State Command, Yekini Ayoku, has ordered a thorough and comprehensive investigation to unearth the source and destination of the illicit arms and arrest of the suspect criminal cohorts. The police spokesman further assured members of the public that the command is unwavering in its commitment to ensure public safety and security in line with the operational guidelines handed down the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba. Now, some All Progressives Congress members in Yobe have pledged loyalty to the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, even though he lost the party ticket to represent Yobe North Senatorial District in 2023 election. The supporters hold solidarity rally in Nguru, Yobe State to support his bid to return to the Senate. The report.
Bashir Machina won the APC ticket to contest the Yobe North senatorial election, but the supporters believe President of the Senate and serving senator from the zone should be the one to return to the upper legislative chamber in July 2023. Members of the ruling All Progressives Congress in Yobe North, sympathetic to the political cause of Ahmed Lawan, said he executed numerous projects for the generality of people in the 6 local government areas he represents. The supporters said his inability to secure the party ticket to represent them is a betrayal by some political elite in the zone.
He is the founding fathers, one of the founding fathers. So we look at the situation as a betrayal, either from our leaders of the party or those who call themselves, or those who think they make something happen. So as an electorate, we felt it and we will not succumb to it. We have here purposely for Senate President. We even don't know anybody. We are here to show to the world that we are together with our son. He is our father, he is our mentor, and we are together with him. That is why we have come to show it to the world that we are together with our father.
Some of the stakeholders in the zone said they have every reason to support Ahmed Lawan.
We are here in support of Senator Ahmed Lawan, his leadership style, and his carrying the people along, so that our people gathered there to support him, to give him more support, so that he will do more for Yobe State and also the Yobe State.
Quite okay. Our presence here, despite the fact that we are very much behind Ahmed Lawan, we are very much proud of his representative of Yobe North.
The Senate President had lost the APC ticket to another candidate, but the supporters explained they would rather remain loyal to him for his achievements than to support someone else.
Former Governor of Taraba State, Jolly Inyame, has raised alarm that the state was sharply divided along religious and tribal lines. He said apart from the negative trend, there is also dichotomy between north and south in the state. He said the negative trend was introduced recently and only good leadership will bring to an end the religious and tribal differences, which is a very dangerous phenomenon. The former governor stated this during his 67-year birthday anniversary in Jalingo on Sunday. He said that the state has suffered neglect with lack of basic infrastructure in the last few years. Nyame stated further that citizens of the state have suffered so much, and that is why they are yearning for a change which will bring a smile to the faces of people of the state. The former governor was granted state pardon by President Muhammadu Buhari while serving jail sentence for fraud. He said there was a time under his leadership when there were more Christians holding key positions than Muslims, but the Muslims did not complain. Now, Court of Appeal Abuja has reserved judgment in an appeal filed by the sacked Akwa Ibom governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Akanimo Udofia, against the judgment of a lower court. The 3-member panel, headed by Justice Elfreda Williams Dawudu, made this known after counsel to the appellant, Damian Dodo, SAN, and Senator Ita Enang's lawyer, Mba Ukweni, SAN, adopted their briefs and presented their arguments for and against the appeal. The Federal High Court, sitting in Uyo, had on November 14 nullified the nomination of Udofia as the governorship candidate of the APC in Akwa Ibom. The judge, Agatha Okeke, ordered the APC to conduct a fresh governorship primary within 2 weeks, but barred Udofia from participating in the new primary. The case was instituted by the former presidential aide, who was an aspirant in the primary. Enang had prayed the court to declare him the validly elected candidate of the party, arguing that Udofia was not a member of the party as at the time of the primary. But Udofia had filed an appeal to challenge the High Court judgment. In the appeal, Enang, APC, and Independent National Electoral Commission our first to third respondents. Now to the Yuletide. Christian community in Tafawa Balewa local government area of Bauchi State have been told to emulate the exemplary life of Jesus Christ, who made sacrifices for human salvation. Reverend Daniel Lumi of Cooking Center made the call after church service in commemoration of the birth of Jesus Christ. Trust TV's Adamu Imam has details.
Tafawa Balewa town is inhabited by many ethnic groups like Sayawa, Jarawa, Fulani, Hausa, Kanuri, and Gas, among other tribes. For them, Christmas period is time for celebration and reflection. Reverend Daniel Lumi, who receives Muntan Mata at his residence, called on Christian faithful to love one another in peace and harmony.
To the whole Christian, it is a time for one to reflect. It is not time for us to go and organize party where we sin against God, where we do that thing which God has redeemed us from.
He also appealed to them to conduct themselves responsible during the upcoming 2023 elections by electing leaders that are capable of changing their lives for the better.
When we elect those who can govern us, we will have we will have social immunity in our life. As a poor and as a common man, we will enjoy the government, not a person who can be on position that will serve his friend and his family alone.
A member of the Muntan Mata Cooking Church and a resident, Rambai Sunday, explained that if people could change their attitude and emulate the teaching of Jesus of Nazareth, the society will be better for it.
We normally come to our reverend's house like this to express our gratitude, thank them for the works that they have been doing unto us in the field, in the church. We come to jubilate with them, especially in this house that we know is right. So we are here to compensate, to comfort him, to show him that we are together. God will give him another one.
It is not for us to assume that it is a day for us to be doing things that are not supposed, and like sexual immorality, drunkenness, and things like that. It is for us to know the purpose of his coming.
Silas Vibani, an indigene of the area, sees the opportunity of the festival season to highlight some historical monuments associated with the people, such as Blackstone, sculpture of Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, and Baba Gonto for their liberation.
Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, a very historic person in the history of this nation. Not only this Tafawa Balewa alone, but the whole at large. We, as people of Tafawa Balewa, we are proud to identify with him. Being an indigene of this place, being the one and only Prime Minister Nigeria have ever had.
Silas, however, explained that some prominent sons of Tafawa Balewa town celebrate this year's Christmas elsewhere. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
In a similar vein, Christians have been admonished to embrace one another through love, care, and tolerance, irrespective of differences. Leaders of various churches in southern Adamawa call for religious tolerance and mutual respect and understanding among Nigerians as the roadmap for peaceful coexistence and harmony in the country. Salis Lawan files in this report from Numan.
In his goodwill message to mark this year's Christmas, the paramount ruler of Mashama Kingdom, Dr. Daniel Shaga Ismaila, said that deliberate effort must be made by all and sundry to engender peace and security in the land.
Well, in all Christmases, we give glory to God. And this one is no different. This one is exciting to us because we are experiencing this second Christmas in peace. We don't have conflict around here. We don't have anybody judging us. But that is not to say we are not watching our back. But Christmas has been good, and we believe it's going to be good. And it's going to usher in a good new year. Any other thing we do outside what God says, the commandments of God, we are not obeying what God says. God wants obedience. God does not want sacrifice. You know, God's sacrifice may be good, but God is calling us to obedience, and He's calling us to peace. So whatever you are doing, wherever you find yourself, whatever the situation is, be a peacemaker in the midst of the people.
Christmas, he said, teaches Christian faithful the spirit of the sacrifice as exemplified by Jesus Christ, his advocacy for peace, love, tolerance, and forgiveness.
We thank God because the situation is peaceful and there is freedom. Christians are now trooping churches to celebrate the Lord, to celebrate the coming of the Lord. But one thing with Christmas is, the coming of Christ brought us peace, brought us freedom. So COVID or any insecurity cannot prevent us, from celebrating the coming of the Lord.
Every Christian needs to remember, because this is the day that a Savior was brought forth for mankind. And that is why every Christian, every believer must celebrate this day. Because without this day, there will be no humanity now, even to mention. But because of the coming of Christ, we can talk of people still living.
We must pray. We must pray for Nigeria. Because what we are experiencing now, it doesn't show us a brighter future for Nigeria. We must go back to God. We must pray for this election, and we must look up unto God to give us a leader, a God-fearing leader.
They call for peaceful coexistence and understanding among Nigerians, even as they pray for peace to reign in the country. From Numan, Salis Lawan, reporting for Trust TV.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up shortly. Are health workers maltreating patients? Let's find out more after this break.
That's great. Good to see you.
Welcome back from that break. You're watching Trust News Update. Here, let's have another look at the top stories again. Abductors kill 4 after collecting 60 million naira ransom in Taraba. Killing of female lawyer by police officer generates outrage in Lagos. Community leaders in Tudunwada area of Jos North local government area of Plateau State have called for peaceful coexistence among the diverse ethnic and religious bodies in the state, saying that communal harmony is vital for advancement of the state. The leaders spoke during a Christmas feast where they ate together and exchanged pleasantries. Our correspondent, Dixon Adama, who visited Tudunwada community where Christian families were seen taking Christmas food to their Muslim neighbors, reports on that.
Christmas celebration in Tudunwada community in Jos North exemplified essence of the celebration. Here, Christians share food with the Muslim neighbors. 2 adherents who feasted together prayed that the unity and peace they have always known on the plateau be restored. Solomon Jan Yodzaka, member of Tudunwada community, whose son was seen taking food to his father's Muslim friend, said there is no alternative to peace.
This is the Xmas season. I sent my son to bring food to my friend, a Muslim friend, with his family right inside the compound. We're together with him and his family. So we eat together, and I'm wishing everybody to live in peace, both Muslim and Christian. I wish everybody happy and Merry Xmas and prosperous New Year.
I'm very happy and I'm grateful that my colleagues brought food for Christmas inside our house. We eat together, we live together, and always we are praying to live together, both we Muslims and Christians. And we are living together always. No problem, no trouble, no anything. Our children, they are together. We elders, we are together. So we thank God and we are very happy.
At this festivity, we live in peace with everybody
all the tribes, especially our brothers, Muslims, we share food to everybody. Everybody in our country, they have to give him food. And we are living in peace to see that our state goes successfully.
Plateau State has recorded sectarian violence in the past, but occasions like this remind people of their commonalities and shared humanity.
Now, there's a growing concern over maltreatment and attitude of health workers towards their patients. Patients often complain that health workers maltreat them when they visit hospitals for medical treatment. Trust TV's Hamid Oyegbade captures the experience of some patients.
Health workers are employed to provide care and cushion the effect of the pains their patients are passing through. But the reverse is the case. In most cases, health workers tend to further aggravate the pains of their patients with uncomplimentary statements and derogatory remarks. Pregnant women in labor are mostly at the receiving end of this social ill commonly perpetrated by nurses. Some of the victims said health workers, especially nurses, do not value life and are inhumane.
When I go to hospital, let me use when I'm pregnant of my baby. When I go to hospital and I got late, so I was kind of begging them that, okay, that is the reason why I came late. Instead of them to listen to the other side of my own story and attend to me, they did not attend to me. The nurse was just shouting that, why can't you watch your time? Don't you know that you're not supposed to come late, this and that, and we are going to chase you by, you are going to do this, do that. So when she was saying that, we are all human beings, so I became angry.
Nurse and doctors, like let's say nurse now, nurses are very, very arrogant. I don't know whether it's their distance, but they are so arrogant to the extent that they don't take people as their own.
The health workers in Nigeria, generally, not peculiar to a region, Nigeria, it is a general phenomenon, are just creating more problems to the patient by using derogatory words.
However, there are other health workers who treat their patients with respect and talk to them politely. A community leader in Osun State, Chief Inurin of Ilarogun, Gbadamosi Aziz, said health workers at the state hospital Ashubiaro in Osogbo, Osun State capital, are known for their politeness in attending to their patients.
In this hospital, our doctors, nurses, health attendants, all of them do fine. They talk to patients like a family.
Meanwhile, ethics of the medical profession discourage the health workers from maltreating their patients, an indication that the attitude is born out of individual way of life of those in such habits. Hamid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
The federal government has said it will soon begin the process of verifying money spent by states to tackle the COVID-19 virus. In a statement on Sunday, the Minister of State, Budget and National Planning, Prince Clem Agba, said that an independent verification agent had been engaged for the implementation of the Nigeria COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus Program. Speaking during the signing of a contract between the federal government and the Stigler Services Limited to serve as the IVA of the NG Cares program, Agba stated that the reimbursed funds will assist in reducing poverty in the country and boost the quest by President Muhammadu Buhari to lift 100 million people out of poverty. On his part, the national coordinator of NG Cares, Dr. Abdul Karim Obaje, said that the IVA engagement bidding process was very competitive and included both local and international firms, saying that Stigler Services Limited emerged as the most responsive and competitive bidder. Obaje stated that the Federal Cares Support Unit of the NG Cares program had fixed December 28th for the commencement of the first verification exercise that will run concurrently in all the states and the FCT. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has advised pilots and airline operators to exercise caution over hazardous weather in dry season. This warning was contained in an advisory circular signed by the Director General, Directorate of Aerodrome and Airspace Standards, Captain Musa Nuhu. The advisory circular is sequel to the seasonal climate prediction issued by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, which reported that cessation of rainfall and weather associated with dry season in Nigeria from late December 2022 to March-April 2023. According to the circular, pilots are advised about nature of weather associated with dry season in Nigeria, ranging from light, moderate to severe dust haze and sometimes early morning fog, which can sometimes reduce the horizontal visibility to below the aerodrome operating minima. A high-level Ethiopian team on Monday arrives to the capital of the rebel-held Tigray region for talks on implementing a peace deal to end over 2 years of conflict. Addis Ababa and Tigray's rebel forces have agreed to create a joint monitoring body to ensure the November peace deal to end the brutal war is respected by all sides. Among the terms of the agreement was a provision to establish a monitoring and compliance mechanism so that both sides could be confident in the truce was being honored and any violations addressed. Tens of thousands have died in 2 years of bloodshed in Tigray. The aim is to supervise the application of the peace deal signed on November 2. The agreement provides for the disarmament of rebel forces and the re-establishment of federal authority in Tigray and the reopening of access to the region. And that's a wrap on Trust News Updates. Watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching and compliments of the season.